Wow, I look gross. I'm gonna have to bleep that out, aren't I? This is weird. If you can't tell, I'm not used to talking to a camera. I feel very put off by it, but you know, we're just gonna have to keep going with it. Ignore how crusty I look. This is vaguely scripted just because it's so long and I can't keep it in my head. I'm gonna have to bleep that out too. You know, hi, YouTube. Back in my day, if you made a YouTube and started making videos, and people would make fun of you. So that kind of put me off doing it for a long time, because insecure as but we're working on not giving a shit what people think, nurturing that sad-ass little inner child, making ourselves happy. So here I am, here to talk about some weird tune in. Cool. I've always been a really big animal person, and I want to make something abundantly clear first. This is not a heroin video. I did not get addicted to heroin. I love Nicole still. I am super happy to see her fighting the good fight, and she's incredibly strong, and you should be proud of her too, because holy fuck. Addiction's no joke, it's a disease. Get out of here if you believe anything else. Anyway, yeah, her strength blows my mind. That being said, if you're looking for, like, addiction content, the best I can really provide is I worked in restaurants for a long time and got into nicotine. Pretty embarrassed about that. That's as good as I've got. I have chronic illnesses. I smoke a bit of the reefer cigarettes. If y'all might be too young to understand that. I'm sorry. I'm not good at this. Anyway, drugs aside, that's not why I made this video. I wanted to dig a little deeper for your entertainment and my self-healing about, you know, the strange intertwining of fate that was mine and Nicole Dean's, although I have had no effect on her life whatsoever. She's had a lot on mine. Not blaming her, it's my fault, but it's kind of an insight onto... This sounds kind of creepy. I didn't... So this sounds a little creepy, but I swear it's just a strange intertwining of fate and the impressionable nature of a teenage mind. So, get ready for some cringe. I believe I already said this, but I found her in 2016, so that would have made me 16. That's right, millennium baby, what's goody? Anyway, I was hooked. I'm big into aquariums, and she's always been big on aquariums as well, so I was just like, oh, and I watched her channel take off, and then watched her hit her low points, and it was a wild ride, and I was worried for her, obviously, but it's not like there's anything I can do. Like, I wasn't one of those people being like, your life is so toxic, you need to break up with your boyfriend. I'm like, yeah, I didn't think he was good for you, but I'm just a person who lives in another state, who enjoys watching your videos. Why would you listen to me? If you're not listening to the thousands of people on you for it, you're not gonna listen to me. So, getting a little more serious now. I seem to have taken on some of what she calls her unhealthy coping mechanisms, and I agree, they were unhealthy for me too. I started getting animals. This is bad. I was supposed to be getting ready to go to college, but I just kept getting more animals. I started out with a leopard gecko. I got at a reptile expo with my friend and just kind of kept going from there. Actually, no, I got a blue tongue skink before that because I fell in love with Bindi. Oh, I love Bindi so much. And I love Cal. Cal's my blue tongue. She's technically my friend's now because I needed to downsize just because I have health problems. Or I do now, I did not know at the time. But, you know, I still see her all the time and I love her dearly and my friend takes great care of her, so all is well. That being said, I didn't know at the time about my physical health issues, but I definitely knew about the mental health issues. I was a little bit of a wild teen. I really wasn't that crazy, or like a wild teen, I guess you could say. I was more just like depressed as fuck, anxious as fuck. It's not even like I partied or anything. I like when I started working at restaurants, I smoked, well, still smoke a bit of the ganja for the calming and body pain, which I just kind of thought was normal. Apparently it wasn't normal. If you're feeling pain, it means something's wrong. Go to the doctor. Anyway, on animals, right now I have a ball python. He's absolutely gorgeous. He's a blue-eyed Lucy. His name is Opium. I love him so much. He's a skinny little bitch like me because he goes on food strikes. But then he'll eat, like, perfectly fine. I don't know what his problem is, but, you know, he eats. So, then I have my leopard gecko. She's the easiest thing on the planet. Little lover. And I have a special needs bearded dragon. She had metabolic bone syndrome when she was a little baby. So she's really small. She probably will never ever get bigger than like that. She also took a fall when she was younger and still had soft bones, so her spine is a little bit, I think it might have broken, I don't know. She's got a curve in her spine, but she's mobile, she eats, she's happy, so that's all. She has been to a vet because once she had an eye issue, she's also half blind, so poor baby. It's okay, baby. I'm like half blind too. It's good. Her name's Pancake. She's a great girl. This is also not quite what I wanted to make this video about. Love the animals. I'll make a video on them another time. I wanted to talk about how as I accumulated these animals, I had more, but they've either gone to different homes. Some unfortunately passed away. Some I still have, obviously. But as I accumulated animals, my fate took a strange turn. You can see I'm skinny as like, you can't see this, like, them ribs, yeah. I've always been severely underweight. I think at my worst I was like 83 pounds-ish, which is, if you didn't know, not good. Yeah, but eating made me sick. Just eating anything made me sick. I'd always, like, complain to the doctor, like, hey, I can't eat anything, and I'm dying. And they'd just be like, you sure it's not in your head? And I'm like, I'm pretty sure. I think it's in my stomach. But they didn't give a... Literally every time I would eat, I would bloat up, like, ridiculous, like, several sizes. And I just thought that was how it worked. I thought that was normal. My mom always complained about bloating, so I'm like, oh, that's just a human thing. And my therapist at the time, I don't have one anymore, unfortunately, but the therapist at the time, she was like, honey, that's not normal. And I was just like, I remember I was to her about all my symptoms, and she was like, that sounds like celiac. I'm like, nah. Yeah. She did, like, a little online checklist, like, if you have these symptoms, you might have celiac, and go get seen by a doctor, and it fit perfectly, and I was like, son of I miss gluten a lot. But yeah, they ran a bunch of tests on me. They said I probably have celiac. The only way to find out for sure is to shove tubes down both ends of me, and that didn't light my fire, so they did an experiment where they're like, go off gluten for at least a month or more, and my symptoms got a lot better, so I was like, that's good enough for me. That's all the evidence I need. No tubes, please, thank you. That being said, though, even though my symptoms did get better, they definitely didn't disappear, and I had a feeling there was something else going on. Also, the ring light. I'm so bothered by it. I'm not used to this. I'm sorry. Anyway, I felt there was more going on. And I recalled in one of her earlier videos, Taylor mentioning she had celiac and one other thing, and I couldn't remember what that thing was, so I like dug around and found that video again. And it was Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, and I was like, what are the odds? I googled that bang on my symptoms. I'm like, oh my god. So I go to the doctor, I have to see rheumatologists. Turns out I have that too. So I guess the odds were pretty good. Like, in terms of the Taylor Nicole Dean, like, duality, I guess, or like parallels, I guess I should be thankful I didn't end up in an abusive relationship and forcibly addicted to heroin. So again, girl, proud of you for your ongoing recovery. But I can get a little salty sometimes. Like, these health issues are no joke. Like, having to deal with that on top of everything else, I am blown away by her strength. I have, like, a few more health issues now. I have fibromyalgia. We're getting tested for POTS, which is postural tachycardia syndrome. Basically, when you stand up or, like, sit up, your heart rate goes crazy. And, yeah, I've been waiting to get in with a cardiologist for 3.5 months, and they keep canceling on me. Anyway, I'm now 21, I'm considered disabled, I can't work, which sucks. Have an OnlyFans though. Literally just started that, and no, I'm not ashamed. I'm here for fun, independence, and breaking away from capitalist overlords' government. But you know, I'm here. I finally made the YouTube I always wanted to make as a kid, but was too self-conscious to make, so yay. Let's see how this goes. Probably not well. But I have an amazing husband. I know, I'm 21 and married. That's crazy, right? I'm not legally married because government, I will not pay for the privilege of being married to someone I love. So, I also am into spirituality, magic, and fun stuff like that. So we did our own ceremony. It was beautiful. We have pictures. The whole thing, it was magical in the woods. 13 out of 10 would recommend. But yeah, I'll introduce him at some point, but right now I'm kind of just getting comfortable with myself on the camera, let alone him. I know he's not gonna be opposed to it, but he probably won't love having a camera on his face. Like, who would? He's literally just out here vibing. He's out here trying to make that bread while I can't work because I suck. Anyway, I'm honestly not bad. I've got my jungle of plants. I have more over there that I'll show in another video. I've got my lovely animals, my skin's doing better than it has in a long time, and I'm pretty proud of that. I'm not as depressed as I used to be. I think that might just be because I'm taking my medication properly, but, you know, that's how it goes. I feel like I started this video out, like, talking at, like, a normal voice, maybe a little above a whisper. Now I'm just yelling, because that's my natural volume. I'm obnoxious. Anyway, I forgot, another fun parallel that I seem to have with Taylor was I actually ended up working at Petco as well, and had a similarly awful experience. Oh, I've worked at a lot of terrible jobs, restaurants, housekeeping, all that. I don't think I've had such a toxic work environment in my life as Petco. Just sexual harassment, really f***ed up GM, just... My dear friend still works there. God bless her for her patience. I don't know how she's done it. rooting for you, girl. The odd thing about Petco too is like especially at the beginning, they really brainwash you into thinking, oh, you're so lucky to be working here, this is such a great work environment, we've improved so much, you know, we took out all the artificial ingredients from our food. It's such horse. It is a total lie. Don't work there. If you're thinking about it, don't work there. I don't care. Come after me, Petco. Let's go. I could still file sexual assault charges. Anyway, that kind of concludes this video. I'd like to discuss my health more, ableism, fun stuff like self-care and spirituality and blah blah blah, but, you know, mostly animals and just lifestyle, fun shit. And I don't really know how to end these. I don't even know how to make these, but I'm finally trying. I honestly didn't think I'd be able to force myself to sit in front of a camera this long, so I did it. First step was always the hardest, made that leap. Yay. I don't really know how to end these. Thank you for watching if you did. I have my doubts about that, but, you know, don't count your chickens before they hatch. If you leave a like, I really might piss myself. If you leave a comment, I genuinely might pass out. 1 comment equals 1 passing out. Stay salty, friends.